I got on my robe, doing my thing as I usually do. I'm not even wearing underwear, so good thing I have on this robe. Damn, I hope it's not too low. Jesus Christ. Damn, I might have to go throw on some underwear. Hold up. You know what? Just so there's no tip slip, let me go throw on some underwear and just to be safe. I don't want to get my channel deleted for something stupid. Hold on. Alright, this is better. I didn't want no tip slip on camera. Last thing I want is a tip slip. Alright, so let's get to it. Oh, who's out there? Oh, he's alive. A male feminist. No, I'm going to get to it. I'm not a male feminist. But I'm going to get to this video. And hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me hold this. Hopefully you guys can hear me and stuff. I got on my Spider-Man underwear. See, I ain't playing no games. 39 years old with Spider-Man underwear. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to explain why I'm pro-women and what exactly does it mean. I am pro-women. And I'm not a feminist. I don't want to consider myself a feminist. But when I say I'm pro-women, what I'm saying is I think, in general, women are pretty awesome. They've been great in my life, instrumental to my business, to my well-being, to my health. And even though I was raised by my father mostly, and when it came to my family, my brothers and uncles were more instrumental than like my sisters or aunts. Outside of my family though, females have been very instrumental to making me the person who I am and keeping me on the right path. The Patreon is lit. That's an example. I have 73 girls on that page right now, and I still have like another 40 to add. So yeah, I might start making some videos here talking about them, but I prefer to do it on Patreon. And link is in the description, people. So yeah, they've been great for me. But what I noticed is like a lot of dudes on the internet constantly like complain and insult women. You have these pills, red pill, whatever the fuck, and they're talking about women usually in a negative way. And I'm like, I just don't understand it. I don't understand these attacks on women, because the truth is most of these dudes who are complaining about women aren't paying them any attention anyway, and they get all their information from other people's situations. They ain't got no girls chasing them. These guys don't have anything, and they're always talking about women. Like, I don't get it. Women ain't paying you any attention. That doesn't mean you should be mad at them. You should be mad at yourself for not working on yourself. Question one, what do you look like? Do you know how many 500-pound dudes are complaining about what women want? And you're 500 pounds? Cut it out. It was the same thing. Yo, it was the same thing when I went to Russia, right? And like dudes were complaining online and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, they're dating a black guy, this, and that. And I'm like, I would love to see half of these dudes who are complaining. I would love to not only see them, I would love to know what they're doing with their lives, where they live. Are they living in their mother's house? Like, what are they doing? I just noticed that a lot of times the people who complain about people are usually the people who aren't doing great in life, so they take it out on other people. That's typically how it is, because when I talk to business people, I never hear them complain about women do this, women do that. They may complain about feminists and make fun of them, but in general, they're typically like, women are awesome. I had a bitch ex-wife, but I gotta get another one. Women are great. How to get more women, how to better yourself. But when you talk to people who aren't on shit, they usually just have bad things to say about women, and they never have anything bad to say about themselves. Like, what are you doing? What makes you a high-tier male to be talking about women in the first place in general as a bad thing? Like, I'm serious. I'm not trying to pick on people. I'm dead ass. Like, do you not see you're the exact opposite of those, I gotta be careful with my language, those overweight feminist people? Don't you see you're the opposite? Like, I just don't get it. All the time they spend talking about women, they could be making money. I gotta clap more for that one. Let me let that sink in. All that time, and not even, I'm gonna take it deeper than that, pause. Not only can they be making money, But depending how old they are, I'm really trying to get this out there to people. Men, especially older men like 30 plus, the importance of ownership and investing. Because as I'm getting older, I'm noticing the less I have to do to make money because of the things I've done in the past. So just like dude just said, he goes, your Patreon is lit. I've had that Patreon page for 6 years or something, and I've had some other ones for even longer. They have so many followers and they keep making money. I don't have to touch it to make money if I don't want to. That's what she said. But what I mean is, when you own things, as time go by, they either grow, stay stagnant, or they may even decline, but they will still bring in money. When you have ownership in things, whether it's your property, well, not cars, that's actually depreciating value, but like homes or real estate property, investments, cryptocurrency, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And a lot of men aren't on this, but yet they typically complain about, a lot of guys complain about what women want, because they're not what women want, but those guys are usually not even who they want to be. Like if you're, let's say if you're 40 plus, right? How would the 18-year-old version of you look at yourself? How would the 18-year-old version of you talk about you? Like if you weren't you, right? The 18-year-old version were to see a man who's just like you, doing exactly what you do, worth exactly what you're worth, doing what you do every day. What would the 18-year-old version of you say about you? That guy's a fucking loser, right? If the 18-year-old version was saying that about you, stop complaining about women. Because it's not the women, it's you. Because as soon as you get your shit together, you're going to see women in a completely different light. Of course, there's going to be some good, some bad, but talking about women in general as a negative thing, that's not going to be your forte. Because usually, you have enough to impress women, and they're going to start making your lives a little better on average. So, I don't know what y'all talking about. Do you do private consults? I don't think I'm good at that. I mean, I could try, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to say. First of all, if I did it, I would try it for free here on YouTube first. Like, if you want, you can actually join the chat now, and we could try it. And we could see how ridiculous my answers are. Like, dead ass. I would have to get my headphones, I think. And I wouldn't know how to add you to the chat, but I would try right now to try to be counselor. And I would seriously try. I'm not trying to be a dick. I would honestly try and see how it goes, see how I feel. Because that was something else I was thinking about doing for money, consulting guys and stuff. Because I'm not like a perfect dude, but nothing like it. I think my wife is crazy for being with me. I tell her that all the time. I think she could do better. But I'm not a complainer. I get shit done. Like, I get shit done. And I always make sure I have multiple avenues to get to what I want. Like, I'm not a complainer. You'll never hear me being negative about something for no reason. That's never me. I'm not going to be negative. I'm never the one that brings up the negativity. I respond to the negativity. I never bring up negativity. There's no reason. If I don't like something, I just leave it alone. But a lot of niggas are negative because their lives are negative. And I'm trying to get people to see it so they can better themselves. I'm not trying to make people feel bad. I'm not trying to look tough. It's like, nigga, wake up. Your life's almost over. Depending on how old you are, step it up. Get shit done. Like, what do you do in your free time? Like, that's the number one question. How do you look? Actually, how do you look is number one. Consulting about travel and the business. Oh, shit. Oh, man. I don't think I could do that. Nah. I'm going to tell you why I can't do that. Because dudes are fucking... at least in my experiences. And of course, men are great at business on average, but too many dudes in general are emotional, egotistic, and they can fuck shit up. And when it comes to this business, me and some of my business partners, we call it the HD business, for hard D. When they get into the HD business, they mess up because they do things based on their HD and not what actually makes sense. So I'm not going to mess with dudes in this business that much. Now, I do have people in my lifetime chat who I do let them know where to go. They get contacts of models I work with. They do all that. But those are members of my Fan Central. They join. It's like $500 now because I'm not letting anybody join that. So I'm not just giving out that intel. I've been traveling the world getting this intel. I'm not just giving it to people just because they want. Get the fuck out there yourself if that's the case. But $500 is much cheaper than a plane ticket to most places. So the Fan Central's in a link tree. It's the VIP Telegram. You join for lifetime. It's like 500. Then you're in the chat with us, and they're in the chat for life. You never get kicked out. You're there forever. And yeah, you got questions, I just answer them all for life, for no further charge. Do you think you have a better outlook on life because you have never had a boss? I did for 2 weeks, but then I quit. I noticed business owners don't care about red pill stuff. They have real problems. Dude, look, I'm not saying having a job is worse or better than having a business, but having a business, you have to be more creative and you have to be more driven, because there's no promise of money tomorrow, especially if you have a lifestyle you want to maintain. Then again, not saying it's harder than a job, it's just different. When you have a job, you know what to do and you know what money you're going to make. When you have a business, you don't know. You know what I mean? You could be using a website to do all your business, and then that website, oh, we're closing, and they got to start all over again somewhere else. It's a little different. You know, you can have a fire in your factory and your insurance is like, oh, we don't cover that, and then you're asked out. It's just different, you know. But when you have a business, you have to be more creative than the average person who has a job, because you got to control your income. There's no promise that you're going to get money. You have to be a go-getter. You know what I mean? You have to go get it. So it's different. And yeah, I don't think business people who are good at business don't care for the red pill stuff. You know why? They're decent with women. I haven't heard one complaint about women in general that made any sense to me from any of these red pill guys. It's always some stupid shit. Always. I haven't heard one, not one, that makes sense. She's short, she likes tall guys. So the fuck what? If she likes a tall guy, she likes a tall guy. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't have to like you. No one has to like you. Like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't heard one, and I'm still waiting to hear one logical complaint about women in general from a red pill person. Maybe you guys aren't red pill, but maybe you know some complaints that make any sense. I'm gonna wait here. I'm actually do some work, and I'm gonna wait for you guys to give me some good complaints about women that the red pills give, and I'll let you know my honest opinion on it. While I do some things on this computer and make some money from women. I'm not saying from women, but you know, they're like my partners. Not like I'm using them or something. But I'm just saying, like, I'm still waiting to hear one decent red pill complaint about women, because I don't hear it. I don't hear any that makes sense. Oh, actually, I can't work, then my fan's going to be on. It's going to be loud. All right, so let me just wait. If you guys know any, let me know, man. Just let me know, because I don't know. I have a great wife. She's awesome, cool. And I don't get it. Is there a lot of people in the Telegram? Nah, dude, that's just $500. I think you got like 8. Well, I'm looking for my phone. It's right fucking here. It's like 8 people? I think like 8. Something like that. And these dudes, most of them are businessmen. Most of them are businessmen who want to get into this business, but it's not an easy one to get into if you don't have good control over your brain when you're in the mood, especially when you're independent. You know, when you're professional, there's way more contracts and companies involved. When you're independent, like, you can just walk on the street and just meet someone, and it's very different. It's very, very different, and you got to have your mind right. You have to, like, control yourself in certain situations. You gotta be smart. Like, something recently happened that broke my heart. There was a girl I was going to film with for 2 weeks straight. I was ready to fly her out and everything. But her test came back. She got the type, I'm not gonna say who it is, but she had the type 2 herpes, and that broke my heart. Because there's no fixing that. Like, let's say if she had chlamydia or something, I'd be like, all right, we're gonna take doxycycline, we're gonna do the cleansing thing, whatever, then we're gonna film after that. I'm sure the doxycycline will take care of that. But when it's something like herpes 2, there's no taking care of that. So I had to cancel everything. That was a heartbreaker. That was a big heartbreaker. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker. So, yeah, I mean, I was really looking forward to that. But I have another one I'm working on now, a model who's even more popular and more like much bigger ass, white woman You guys, okay, I can say the name. You guys probably know her, Sweet Butt. I'm working on a deal with Sweet Butt right now. I might be seeing her in about a week from now, but we'll see how things go because she got to take her test. That's number one. I don't want to run into the herpes type 2. Like, that's the one thing I'm really trying to avoid. You know, I'm really trying to avoid that. I'm really trying. You know, because when my girls get tested, I get tested as well. And I got the type 1, like the lip shit. But you know, a lot of people have that. More than half of people have that. But the type 2 on the genitals, nah, that's like a no-no in this business. Because once people see you have that, they're not going to work with you. If you got type 1, just don't kiss nobody. But if you got type 2, how are you going to smash? You could do dry humping videos. Nah, I'm good. So, yeah, that was a heartbreaker. That was a heartbreaker. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I think I also want to say, like, why I'm not a feminist. I don't know. I just see the feminists as, like, the loser. Okay, not all of them. But a lot of these feminists I see, like, screaming about women's rights, the average feminist is, like, a woman who doesn't even take care of herself. Do you see how these women look? Like, have you ever seen, like, a feminist march? It just... Like, to me, how a person takes care of themselves tells me how seriously I should take this person in the first place. I'm not saying you gotta have muscles or something, or you gotta be super skinny, but I'm saying when you look like you don't take care of yourself, you don't run, you don't eat right, you're obviously overweight, I'm not gonna take you that seriously. Because you're judging other people, and you obviously don't judge yourself, because if you judge yourself, you wouldn't look like that. The fuck you mean? So it's hard for me to listen. Do you think people are overhyping AI destroying the business? AI is not destroying the business. It's not destroying the business because on almost every website you got to separate the AI from the real. So people still want to see real. It's not destroying the business. You're talking about radical feminists. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Not an expert. But when I see... If I go on a computer right now, which I will do, and look up feminist march, I'm going to tell you how these women look on average. And I'm sure it's the same thing with the dudes complaining about women. YouTube.com. And I'm going to be honest. Why? Oh, sorry. Wrong browser. YouTube. Okay. Now, feminist march. I'm going to tell you exactly what video I'm watching. Feminist march. The first video that pops up. We asked women's march attendees if they support any limits in abortion. I don't know if this is a feminist march, but okay. 2018 Women's March. Well, these are pro-life protesters. It's a little different than feminists, right? Planned Parenthood, abortion supporters. Yeah, this is a little different. That's not feminist. Feminist march in favor. I just want to see feminist march. The most inspiring quotes for women's. Okay, I'm not seeing any feminist march. It's all like women's march and these women look nice at the women's march. Ooh. But I don't see like a feminist rally or something. Let me try. Yeah, rally. Feminist rally. So Klein. He is a feminist. Feminist rally goes exactly how you expect it to go. 1971 first women's liberation movement. I don't see any feminist marches or anything. This like liberation movements and stuff. That's a little different. And she's gorgeous. Oh, these women are nice. Damn. Yeah, I don't see the whole feminist thing. But the liberation women look nice. They're thin, they're pretty, they take care of themselves. This is nice. I'm gonna watch this later. But I can't find feminist march. Yeah, I can't find the feminist march. I guess there are no feminist marches. Keep your... It's usually about abortion. And there's a lot of fine women who support abortion. A lot of fine women. Yeah, I can't really say. Maybe you're right. I totally understand your hesitation on consults about the business. The world can feel... Oh, I have to close someone else typing. The world can feel frustrating people sometimes, but I promise I'm just... Nigga, anyone can promise. That's not a logical thing to say. I'm not reaching out for anything complicated. Just throw it, have nice, real, relax. Yeah, a lot of people do. You join 500, you got it. No pressure at all, just good energy. Man, I'm about business. I'm about that money. So you know what it is, 500. Would you vote for a woman? Yeah, why the fuck not? If she's smart and the things she's saying make sense, of course. So I don't know why I wouldn't vote for a woman. They have brains. I wouldn't vote for a woman to be in the NBA, but I don't see why I wouldn't vote for a woman to be president or a congresswoman or I don't know, pizza shop owner. Like things that you just need your mind for. I don't see why not. But usual physical things, I wouldn't vote for a woman. Like the average woman, no. Like she'd have to be. I'm not going. If a man is boxing a woman, I'm not going to put my money on the woman. She'd have to be a super elite athlete, and he has to be like a stick figure. You see what I'm saying? Because men, like I say, were made different. So I would put my money on the man. But voting for a woman as president, I don't see why the fuck not. She's. Here's the problem we got with voting or candidates. Why don't we know their IQs? Why isn't that a criteria to be president? Why isn't your IQ a criteria? Shouldn't that be one of the criteria? How intelligent you are? I'm not saying it should be everything, but it should be one of the criteria. If your intelligence is in top 20% of the country, why the fuck are you running it? We have Biden in there, and this dude is barely functioning. What the fuck is going on? That's why this whole voting thing to me is not for me. If you vote, that's you, but it's not for me. You got dumb motherfuckers. And fucking Bush could barely speak. He could barely speak English. Did you guys hear all the dumb shit he said in his speeches? And he's a president? Why is IQ not one of the criteria? Until IQ is one of the criteria to be president of the United States, I'm not voting. Because that shit is stupid. IQ should be criteria. Your education should be a criteria. Maybe military service. Something like all those things together. But IQ needs to be there. Because I'm tired of dumb motherfuckers running the country. That shit is crazy. Fucking, you can barely talk. Dude falling asleep. Anyway. I'd go on about that forever. But yeah, I'd vote for a woman if she's smart. Doesn't matter how attractive she is, but I don't want out of shape leaders. I think that's a bad look for us, and I think it's bad for the country. I'm tired of out of shape leaders. I'm tired of out of shape cops. I'm tired of out of shape people who work at the gym. Like if you work at the gym, you should be a representation of what we could look like if we keep going there. Like, yeah, I could go on forever about that. But yeah, if you guys don't have much, I think I'm going to end this pretty soon because, yeah, I couldn't find a fucking march on the feminists. But yeah, maybe radical feminists is what I meant, of what I should have said. And you're probably correct on that. I won't debate because I'm not seeing the evidence here when I go on YouTube for feminist rally. But woke feminist gets owned by basic logic on gender. Can you identify as a black person? She says no. Why? Because I'm not black. I'm not a woman, but I can identify as a woman according to you. People are just dumb. You know why I like transsexual people? Thailand. Because they're transsexual, but they know what they are. You know, you'll say, hey, are you a lady? No, I lady boy. Like, thank you. Like, it's so simple. But in America, it's, I'm a real boy, or whatever. Like Pinocchio. I don't know. Yeah, man. So that's really all I gotta say. I guess I'm done. If you guys don't have any more comments or questions, yo, men, just step it up, man. Like I'm pro women. I think they're awesome. They have their advantages and disadvantages, just like men do. I don't think one has it easier than the other. And the reason why a lot of men think women have it easier is because they're basing what a woman gets on their life. So just like the dude said. One of you in here said, you notice that businessmen aren't on the red pill thing. Because usually businessmen, we out getting money. What do broke dudes usually complain about when it comes to women? It's easy for them to get money. It's easy. A man could just do it. Well, a man who uses his testosterone and his brain, it's easy for him to get money too. And because he has the energy, he has the will, he has the drive, he's willing to do it and it doesn't bother him. I wake up hungry, ready to get this money. I'm not fucking sitting around complaining about how easy it is for a woman to get it. Like, who's raising these people? I don't know. But, like, it's not like a specific group of people I'm picking on. A lot of men talk like this nowadays. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Go out and get some shit done. These niggas complain way more. Anyone who I ever hear say those negative things about women, number one, They do way more complaining about women than they do trying to get their shit together. The conversation they have is way more about having fun or some getting you nowhere bullshit, or complaining about women, and really ever on how I'm going to better myself. Never on that. But yet they complain about women. Stop me where I'm wrong. You know, that's one thing I don't like about the internet. Like, a lot of dudes can sit here and complain, like, women this, women that. But if you saw this person, and you saw how they lived, you would understand why they feel that way. You would get it. You would absolutely get it. It's like my favorite example, the short guy. He's like 4'7". He's like, no, 4'11". I forgot how tall he is, but he's known as the Bagel Boss guy. He's the one who was yelling, saying women are all bitches and this and that in the bagel store, and he was yelling, and the big guy tackled him and told him to shut up. Why do you think the short bagel guy is so angry with women? Why? Look at him. And it's not his fault. I get it. It's not his fault he's that tall. But basically because his experience with women are not as good, anywhere near as good as he wanted to be. So of course, he's salty. And most of the men talking bad about women are salty. They're salty. Stop being salty. Pick your shit up. You won't feel the same. Stop being salty and man up. Rest in peace to that dude who died, man. The black guy with the glasses, I always forget his name. But he was so smart. He was so honest. Telling men to man up. Telling women to get into shape. Like, he was awesome. And then he died. And ever since him, it's been nothing but this red pill blame women crap. It's fucking depressing. I forgot his name, but rest in peace to that dude. He was like drinking Red Bull too much and he had a heart attack, something like that. He always wore a suit. Yeah, Kevin Samuels. Yeah, rest in peace to him, man. That was a great guy. Now, you know what's crazy? I never watched him when he was alive because I assumed he was like a red pill guy. Like talking about women this, women that, they do this. And I was like, I ain't watching that shit. Because I saw a couple of clips of him making fun of women and it was funny. But I thought that was his whole thing. I didn't know he was also telling men to step it up and stop being bitch asses and complaining. Like, I love when he tells a dude straight up, what would a woman see in you? You 200 pounds and 5'7". What the fuck was she see in you? How much money do you make? That's what niggas need to hear. That's what they need to hear. Then they would shut the fuck up. How much money do you make? What do you... Okay, Kevin went a little deep. He was like, how big is your dick? I was like, all right. Well, I mean, it is kind of important, but let's not... I'm not going to do that. But still, the other things, I'm on it. I'm on it with him. I was like, yes. Those are the things my father would teach me when I was growing up. Like, you got to get money, you want to get a good woman, or women, you got to make that money, you got to make sure you have a business. Because my dad was always woman to woman, woman to woman, woman to woman kind of thing. He didn't really settle down until he was like 50. So maybe I have another, well, I am settled down, but maybe I'll stop having business with women when I'm 55 or something. But he didn't really settle down until he was like 50. So he was always like, do this, make sure you got this right, make sure you got this right, blah, blah, blah. It's not about how many girls you sleep with, it's about the quality and what you get from it and all this stuff. So I took everything he told me and made it into a business. Instead of being out there spending money on chicks, having nothing, I'm getting money with chicks. And people saying women are fucked up, maybe in your life, that's your problem. But people like me figure something out, and we don't have that problem. It's the exact opposite. When I see a fine chick, and she sees me, if she likes me, we're getting money. What are you doing? And I'm out. Later.